ROMI presents Community Voices.
This is Clouds by Olaf Breuning.
This piece is over 30 feet tall.
The ladder-shaped supports are made of steel.
The cloud shapes are made from polished aluminum and powder-coated in different shades of blue.
Like a kid just drew clouds in the sky with a crayon, and then somebody came and put metal rods to just hold them up.
Like when you're a little kid, whenever you draw clouds on a white piece of paper, you would always use a blue crayon. I feel like that really helps tie it in to just the clouds being a really playful, childlike part of the artwork, and then having the supports and the way that they look super rusted and worn out really sort of add a lot of contrast between them. When you look at it from far away, it looks really cartoonish, but when you get a lot closer, you can sort of see the rough edges of the things supporting the perfect looking clouds.
It's cool to see in the snow because you wouldn't be able to see clouds in the snow, but you can see clouds with snow around them. It's kind of like a billboard on the side of a road because it attracts you in and pulls you in. I think that's a good welcome to art on my sculpture.
Something pretty neat about it is that how the snow sort of puts a blanket of white over everything else, sort of adds a lot less detail to the background, which makes it stand out a lot more against it, and it sort of really amplifies, in my opinion, sort of how cartoonish parts of it are.
I think it's interesting that these clouds, normally clouds would disappear and you'd only be able to see them for a short amount of time, but these clouds are permanently there, so they're always going to be clouds in that space.
Honestly, I kind of see storm clouds when I look at them because of the darker blues, but it's more like a child's drawing than anything else.
Looks like a paper cutout of clouds and they stuck it inside, like a sticker.
And it looks a little fuzzy, kind of want to pet it. It's not fuzzy.
It kind of reminds me of a kid's book my mom read to me once, where it was just this boy who wanted to have the moon, and he made a ladder and he made it up to the moon, and that's sort of what the vibe it gives me.
I think it's interesting that it looks nothing like an actual cloud, but everyone would know it was a cloud when they saw it. It's such a classic shape.
The artist took something that's really natural and they portrayed it super cartoonishly, and they made it really, really apparent that it was definitely made by a person. And the way that if you come up to the clouds and look at them and you can really clearly see that they're just sheet metal, the industrial feel about it when you actually come up close is a lot different than the way you first see it.
That's the whole thing about the sculpture. It was meant to be a pun about the fact that when people try to portray natural things in the world, it becomes flat and sort of sometimes cartoony, sometimes way too realistic, and other times just not at all natural and weird in a way.
The artist is Swiss, but he lives here in the Hudson Valley. Artists have always tried to capture the natural beauty of this area, but this artist does it in a special or different way.
I feel like something about the fact that everything in nature is always changing. I feel like it's kind of human nature to try and find a way to preserve it artificially, and so I think that sort of ties into the sculpture.
It's like putting something that will be gone, just trying to preserve it in a bottle. It's trying to make it last forever when it's only going to last a second in the span of the universe.